Hello and welcome to this video presentation about my DCU STEM Teacher Internship Programme with AMD, where AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, is an American fabless semiconductor company. My work with AMD began at the start of June and ended just before schools went back in August 2024. This presentation will briefly explore AMD as a company, and I will detail what work I have been a part of throughout my internship. The AMD site in Dublin is located in City West Industrial Park. Originally, it was a Xilinx office, but they were bought by AMD in February 2022. The Dublin site now has more than 380 employees, with that number hoping to grow. Worldwide, AMD employ over 26,000 people in many different countries. With 99 locations across the globe, AMD is a massive multinational corporation. Some of these locations are in countries such as the USA, India, Sweden, Australia, and more. As I said earlier, AMD is a fabless semiconductor company. This means they design, develop, and sell semiconductor products, but outsource the manufacturing of these products. This slide gives an overview of AMD's product revenue from the end of 2023. It breaks down the four main markets in which AMD compete to sell their products. Firstly, the largest share of revenue comes from their micro devices used in data center industry, where devices such as CPUs, GPUs, and FPGAs are key players. The market which makes the least revenue, which needless to say is still a healthy amount, for AMD is the client market, where their integrated and balanced computing systems compete at the top. AMD are heavily involved in the gaming market, where many of their products are used in a large variety of PCs and gaming consoles. To name a few, Nintendo Wii U, Valve Steam Deck, and Xbox One. Lastly, AMD products are sold to many different automotive, medical, aerospace, and other embedded industries, where these industries integrate AMD software alongside their own hardware. As an intern at AMD, my official role title is Software Development Engineer 1. I've been a member of the Design System Verification team. On this internship, I've had to use the command line for the first time, which was a steep learning curve, but satisfying to see myself develop my skills in this. Similarly, I had only been exposed to the Python coding language briefly in college. Most of the work I've been doing has been Python coding. As part of the main project I was working on, which was to unify 3 product test case databases into one database, I had to edit multiple Python scripts. This began with heavy involvement from my manager helping me step by step, which gradually progressed to me working on my own and having to report my work back to my manager. This was tough, as I often felt I was out of my depth, but it was a hugely beneficial learning experience, one which I hope to model in the classroom to help my students develop independent working and thinking skills. This internship has been a great experience for me and an extremely beneficial step in my career so far. I started my journey by doing my undergrad in biomedical engineering at UCD. I was exposed to many engineering principles, including an introduction to software development, design, and coding. From here, I changed track to teaching maths and applied maths at second level by starting the PME at UCD. I completed this just before starting my internship at AMD. After completing this internship, I'll be starting my first teaching post as a full-time maths and applied maths teacher. I hope to bring the experiences I've learned through the STInt program into my classroom to help benefit my students. I will now discuss how I hope to implement what I've gained and learned from my STInt internship into my classroom. Firstly, I am now more equipped to have future career conversations with my students throughout their second level education. This time I've spent in industry has shed a light on the roles of people who work in industry, which I'd always had questions about myself. A key part of my lessons, which I hope to improve on, is group work activities, where team leading and structure will be emphasized to help students develop team working and communication skills. My time at AMD has aided me in seeing how these structures work in industry and what students should desire to know going into college. Similarly, problem solving and critical thinking skills are key to working in industry and life in general. They will be heavily emphasized in my lessons. Lastly, I would love to implement some coding into the classroom, either as part of the maths course or an extracurricular. All the skills and knowledge I've gained at AMD will be beneficial, alongside the resources we are exposed to in the Microsoft Dream space. Thanks for watching. I hope you gained an insight into the work of AMD and how beneficial a STInt internship can be.